Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, had the privilege of talking to George Couros. He was a keynote speaker at the 7th Annual 21st Century Symposium that more than 700 educators from around St. Clair County had the privilege of participating just as school started this year. And George, one of the things that you brought up, and I guess kind of struck home to me a little bit, is we really need to change the culture of our classroom, especially as you alluded to yesterday, how you and I learned with the notes and the rote memorization and that kind of thing.
Well, I think if you look at any culture that we as adults want to be a part of, we want to be a part of a culture where people trust us, they give us opportunities, some autonomy, but there's vision behind it as well. We also really believe in the idea of collaboration, working with one another for better solutions, and that is what we're actually trying to create for ourselves as adults. So we should be trying to create that in our classroom as well with our kids. And if you look at cultures in many schools and classrooms, it's based on compliance. I'm the teacher. I tell you what to do. You need to do it. Kids will ask questions like, why do I need to learn this? And if you don't actually have an answer for that, I think we need to start questioning that ourselves as educators. And so I think about in a staff meeting, the ability to say, no, you cannot have a phone, you can't have access to a device, or you can't use a computer, is often because the presenter or the person leading the meeting is not comfortable with that, not really taking into account what the learner is actually thinking or needs to do with it. And I think that's really important to think about with our kids, is that some of them need some of these tools to actually communicate in different ways. But we say, no cell phones in classrooms, no, don't bring in devices. I actually just read an article and tweeted this morning where there is a school in Texas that is actually fining kids for use of cell phones in schools. And you think about what that says to them is that, I don't trust you, and now we're going to punish you because you're distracting from the teacher, not necessarily focusing on the learning, but more on, the person delivering the content. And I think that we have to build a culture where it's based on trust. And I think in any organization, that's where you find really great things happen.
But we're telling them it's okay to use it at home, but don't bring it here.
Exactly. It's not what we're trying to do. Try to make it more real world right now.
More tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.